bit with 6 gigs of RAM on the base model, and it does go up to 8 gigs of RAM on the top tier models. The iPhone 13 has that Apple A15 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 gigabytes of RAM. So let's go and see which one is the faster iPhone or phone between both of these. Okay, there we go. All the apps should be cleared out in the background, as you guys can see. These two here. I don't know why the Samsung Pay thing keeps coming up every 2 seconds. There we go. All the apps are cleared out, so let's get into it. Let's open up their phone calls. 3, 2, 1. Pretty much the same thing there. Hopping out of these two, kind of the same thing too. Let's get into their settings. 3, 2, 1. Kind of the same thing too. Swiping down here, kind of the same. Like, they both are giving me the same impression. It does look a little bit smoother here because of that 120 hertz panel. Hopping out of here, let's go and get into their app stores. 3, 2, 1. And we did get a little bit of a faster pop-up on the Galaxy S21 FE. That's something I've kind of noticed between both, that the S21's Androids do a really good job opening up the Play Store. Smoothness here though, I'm not too sure why this one wasn't loading here. Kind of the same thing too. I feel like the iPhone 13 is smoother in terms of loading, but the S21 FE looks a little bit... Actually, they both look kind of the same thing, so there's not a big difference here. Now, swiping between applications, let's go and swipe between both. And quite possibly they look kind of the same thing. I don't really think there's that big of a difference here for sure. Hopping out of these applications, let's go and get into something like some of these third-party applications that I have on both of these devices. So let's open up Temple Run 2. 3, 2, 1. Now, there may be some random pop-ups that happen, so I'll go and kind of do my best to kind of quickly hop out of them. And this one did crash on the S21 FE, so I don't know why this game just constantly crashes on this specific device. It never makes any sense to me. This is like the 50th Samsung that's done this, so I guess we'll see what happens. And I guess it just crashed again, so there's not much we can do about it there. Let's go and get into Instagram. 3, 2, 1. Now, I am logged in here, so I'll skip Twitter. 3, 2, 1. And the iPhone 13 was a little bit faster there. Hopping out of this one, let's go and get into Snapchat. 3, 2, 1. I am logged in here, so that was going to add a little bit more, there too. So it's not a big deal there. Let's go into Fruit Ninja. 3, 2, 1. And it does look like quite possibly the iPhone 13 was a little bit faster there. I guess we got into this new game update. The S21 FE a little bit behind it. Not a big deal though. At least it opened at that time. Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. Almost the same thing. Maybe the iPhone 13 was faster, but they were both almost identical. Dropbox. 3, 2, 1. iPhone 13 again is faster. Hopping out of this one, Bofa. 3, 2, 1. I think the Galaxy S21 FE was faster there, but it seems like they were on 2 different applications. I don't really know what's going on there either. Let's go and get into Thank You. 3, 2, 1. And the S21 FE was very fast there. The iPhone 13 was a little bit slower. Gameplay-wise, I think graphics are going to be roughly around the same. These games are pretty fast, Both these phones are very capable when it comes down to it. Hopping out of here, Snake vs. Blocks. 3, 2, 1. And the S21 FE was faster. iPhone 13 a little bit behind. Gameplay-wise, this is a pretty basic game like I mentioned too, so I don't think it's going to be that crazy in terms of gameplay, but still very interesting. Hopping out of this one, let's go and get into Facebook. 3, 2, 1. I think I am logged in here, so I am. But still both pretty fast too. I guess the S21 FE was a little slower there. Now, I think in terms of both these phones, this was a pretty basic, comparison. I think I'll do a bigger one later. But I do think when it comes down to it, the iPhone 13 may be more stable. I did see the S21 FE beat the iPhone 13 more times. I think it was kind of 50-50. RAM management was kind of weird. The S21 FE kind of restarted that application, which makes no sense. So let's go back in the beginning once more. I didn't even load up those many applications. Let's go into the App Store. I'm not too sure what's going on with the S21 FE. Maybe that's the design of it. When it opens up an application, it looks like it closes out of it. I'm not too sure what's going on. So let's go and get into, I guess, Temple Run 2, which crashed here. So let's get into Twitter, which should be open on both. I don't see that. I think this one is the Twitter app. Okay, both restarted that. So both kept that one open. I'm not really too sure. I think both did great, but that pretty much covers up the speed comparison. Let's go and hit on the cameras. Now, like I mentioned, triple camera setup on the S21 FE, wide, ultra-wide, and telephoto lens.